Here's a sneak peek at the Kramer Cam. Jim's cracking open his playbook following the Dow's worst day of the year. You're going to catch that coming up at the top of the hour on Mad Money. Let's get you set up, though, for the rest of the week following today's big sell-off. Let's check out the huge slate of earnings on deck. We've hardly talked about earnings, but we've got Chipotle, United Airlines, Coca-Cola, Intel, Snapchat, and Twitter among those all set to report. Plus, it's a big week for the housing trade. We'll get fresh data, housing starts, new mortgage apps, and existing home sales all over the next few days. So, following today's pullback, how are you guys all positioned for the week to come? Tim, we'll start with you. You got a lot to work with here.
You do. And so in terms of the macro, first of all, I'm watching the dollar also, which has this double bottom it's been working on. And I think as long as you continue to see the dollar moving higher and possibly pushing through this 93.25 level, I think it's going to be tough for a significant part of the cyclical equity world. But the housing numbers, I think, are very important. I think you've got some oil inventory numbers also that will be supplementary information for the supply side, but also the demand side of that oil trade. I think on the earnings side, if you notice, semiconductors were flat today. I think Intel's numbers, while Intel is a story of essentially, committing and investing in the business and foundry and all of the new kind of initiatives that they're bringing forth again, I think you have to look and hear what they're saying in terms of demand cycles. And again, for chips, it's really been more about a supply disruption trade. So want to watch that.
Jeff, what's your setup going into tomorrow?
So first of all, this answer people don't like, even though it's the right answer. I'm going to remind myself that we're still up 13% year to date. I'm going to remind myself that we're still up 130% over the last 12 months. I think that's really important. So to invoke Tom Lee from earlier, don't be a hero. But then what I'm watching, look, rates. I know we've said it 100 times during the show, but at these technical levels, I think how they respond in the coming weeks are going to be really important and telling for all sorts of things.
I like perspective, important for all of us in many situations. Dan, what is your position going into tomorrow and the rest of the week, frankly?
Yeah, so we had this late afternoon rally. It was really in the last half an hour of the day. It looked like the S&P might make new lows at like 3 o'clock, and it closed well off of them. I'd love to see a little bit of green on the opening and then maybe a flush out. If you're optimistic about like the second half, and I think Tom said double-digit returns in the second half, you want to see a bit of a washout. I don't think we're too oversold just yet here. So to me, I'd love to see an up opening tomorrow and then maybe lower lows and at least down 1%.
Guy, your take.
I think rates are right, but just to add one more voice to this, I think crude, you're looking for a day where the crude commodity goes lower, but the underlying equities actually go higher. We haven't seen that for a while. I think you might see it this week. If you do, I think that will give you the all clear to get long these energy stocks for a trade.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.